only one love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't warn ya. 'Cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. Write your name.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's makeup look is going to be inspired by Kylie Jenner. I went ahead and did my brows, and we're going to go straight into eyes. This is the shade On, and it has like a subtle gold undertone with specks of sparkle in it. So this is the perfect base for your eyes and brings so much brightness. And I'll be using my ring finger to spread it all over my eyelids. Next, taking a E40 brush from Sigma, which is a very fluffy brush, I'm going to take a brown shade with a very strong red undertone. We're going to focus this on the outer V and into the crease. We're going to pretty much sketch out the V shape on the outer corner with this shade. This is going to be a transition shade, so this is going to be very nice to have it as a base since we're going to layer a little bit more shadows on top later. And so make sure you have this sketched out very well. And if you need more guidance, go ahead and use tape if you need to. From my chocolate bar palette from Too Faced, I'm taking this moss green and dark brown color, which has a little bit of glitter in it. And if you have a pencil that's like the exact same color, you can go ahead and use that. Since I didn't have it, I just opted for eyeshadows. And I'm taking a angled brush and I'm going to create a wing liner with those shadows. And go ahead and clean up the eyeshadows if you need to. Next, taking a small blender brush that fits for my eyes. This one is the one that came with my Anastasia eyeshadow palette. And I'm just going to take a matte dark brown and I'm going to focus this into the outer V. We're going to go right on top of the transition color just so we can create that strong triangle look that Kylie had in her look. And of course, any makeup look is not complete until you have very blended, very beautiful eyes. So we're going to go back to the E40 blending brush. We're going to very smoke out that eyeshadow. And don't worry if the eyeshadow goes past the eyeliner, because we're going to use a flat brush to clean up that line again. And you can go ahead and use like an eyeshadow primer that has a little bit of tint, or you can use concealer. And here I'm using the NYX eyeshadow primer. Putting a shimmer color in the inner corner does wonders for the eyes. So I'm going to take a champagne white color and I'm going to put that on the pencil brush and wet it with a little bit of Max Fix Plus to intensify a little bit. And we're going to put that in the inner corner. Keep layering until you have the desired opacity. Now's the time to take a little break from the eyes and we're going to go into face. We're going to skip primer today and we're going to use this foundation from Maybelline, and this is a matte and poreless. Since I have oily skin, this is going to be a perfect match for my face. I'm going to use a beauty blender just so I can really work this foundation into my skin. Recently I did some research and I found an article about Makeup by Mario, which is oftentimes the makeup artist for the Kardashians and the Jenners. And his tips for creating a flawless airbrush makeup is to use a beauty blender and really buff and work the foundation into the skin. The base is the most important foundation to your makeup, and I guess that's why foundation are called foundation. Like, you guys get it? Yeah, that was supposed to be a pun. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to take my concealer now, and this is a 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. I'm going to take my concealer brush and I'm going to focus this underneath my eyes since I have a little bit of dark eyes and it's a little bit bluish and purplish. So this concealer has the perfect yellow undertone and is a bit lighter. So I'm just going to focus that and keep layering until the bluish tint is gone. And we're going to also hide the shadows on my nose just so it creates a taller illusion on my nose. And you can go ahead and clean out your winged eyeliner more as well. And we're going to take this beauty blender that has a little bit of foundation still left and we're going to conceal the edges. Also, if you highlight underneath your eyes, you also want to balance out other places of your face. So we're going to also put this on the chin, on the nose, cupid's bow, and the forehead. And go ahead and blend that out using a beauty blender again. And of course, we want to set any concealers because concealers tend to disappear faster than foundations for some reason. who knows, there might be a concealer swiping fairy, like who knows. So we're going to use this powder that's the same shade as the concealer, and I'm going to set that. For the lower lash line, we're going to basically do the same thing for the upper lash line. We're not going to use the same exact shades. I'm going to start off with the light brown and connect the upper and lower lash line together at the outer corner. And we're going to go darker and darker and still connect the upper and lower lash line. And keep consistently cleaning up the wing liner, because that is the key look to this eye. And since I want a little bit more an almond shape eye, I'm going to use a white eyeliner in the inner corner. And for the rest of the eyeliner, I'm going to use a golden bronze eyeliner, and this creates an almond shape for the eyes. And we're going to go ahead and start contouring the nose. This is initially a brow powder that I got from Japan, but this blends out perfectly, so I'm just going to use this as a nose shadow. I'm just going to run it very lightly across my nose, and it looks very dark, but you can just use your fingers, and the warmth of the fingers really blends the shadows in. But I did use a little bit too much this time, so once I start blending it with my fingers, I'm going to use my damp beauty blender again, and I'm going to use the side that has a little bit of leftover foundation just so it can cover up the shadows a little bit more and make it look like realistic. And again, keep using your beauty blender to work the foundation and everything on your face to really blend and go flawless on your face. For bronzer, I'm using a Chanel Cream Bronzer, and I'm going to use my Wet n Wild stippling brush. By the way, I talked about this on my Snapchat a couple of times, but Wet n Wild brushes are absolutely amazing. I think they are better than Morphe in my opinion, and the best part is it's only about $1 or $2. And I'm using a Chanel bronzer that is about $50 with my $1 or $2. So, you know, whatever works, you guys. So a price doesn't mean it's going to be awesome, you know. So anyways, I'm going to use this bronzer to just bronze up my skin, not necessarily contouring today. For my blush, I'm using NARS Orgasm. I hate those names from NARS. I don't understand. But for the tip of applying blush is using your first two fingers, applying it right next to your nose, and you should be able to find a perfect place to put your blush on. Next, I'm using my favorite mascara, which is from Loreal. This is the non-waterproof one. And since my forehead likes to crease a lot, I'm going to use my beauty blender to hold on to them, and just so they don't crease anymore. And also, I want to pull down my eyelids a little bit more, just so because the wand is so big, I don't want to get on my eyeshadow. So I'm going to pull it down a little bit with my beauty blender, and also apply my false lashes. For my highlighter today, I'm using eyeshadows from Colourpop. This one is Bubbly. It has a pink undertone, and I love, for these highlights, I love using these more than the actual highlighters. And these are very sparkly, and they show perfectly into videos and pictures. And just so that these eyeshadows tend to be a little bit chunky, so I'm going to go over them with a beauty blender, and it blends in beautifully. Now I'm using the color Alchemy, which is also another eyeshadow from Colourpop, and I'm just going to go over. And you guys get the drill. Go over it with the beauty blender, and it melts right into your skin, and your skin will look radiant and beautiful. For my lips today, I'm going to go nude, so I'm going to use this KOKO lip liner from Kylie Jenner. I was going to initially do KOKO lipstick as well, but a little bit too pink, so I'm just opted for a pink lip liner. I'm going to use a nude buttercream matte lipstick from NYX. This is the shade Cairo, and the tip for this is this lipstick tends to be very, very streaky because of the color pigments of it, I think, and it's not very, it's a drugstore as well, so we're going to have to work into your lips a couple of times, but once you get it, it will have a beautiful finish. And this is pretty much the makeup look, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I will see you next in my video. Bye!